How hard it gets living in this life of love. You never really know what's next, but it never seems to be enough. Just like a wish, just take my time. Always in such a rush. How hard it gets living in this life of love. You never really know what's next, but it never seems to be enough.
All right, let us begin. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's jump right into the game. Oh, this is nice. I like this. Look at this. This is beautiful. Okay. Let's see this. 1.31 gigabytes of content? Okay. Good luck? I don't need luck. I have a gambling addiction. Yeah. Who needs luck when we have a gambling addiction? Let's go. We don't talk about this enough. I'm ready. Oh, it cut out right at the good part. Damn. The song's so good. Its crescendo is so good. What? You got daily check-in rewards now? Okay. That's heat. That's heat. I love that. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. New egos. Okay, what kind of egos are we looking at? Okay, so we've got an HE for Hong Lu. Okay, what does that do? Poise. Poise. This unit does not have Thunderer or High Thunderer. How do you get Thunderer? Oh, gain 5 Thunderer. Higher Thunder. This unit has Thunder, Higher Thunder. How do you get Thunderer normally, though? How? Do you just keep stacking? Does Thunderer go away? Yeah, it does. How do you get Thunderer normally? Okay, mild confusion. Alright. Faust. Command Meltdown. Burner Rupture, final power +3. This is good. How do you get this? See, I just don't understand. Are we gonna get some IDs? Because that would be cool. Heal self with one ally with... Okay, this would be nice. Okay, this is good. Ooh. Yo, this is heat. Okay, I fuck with this heavy. You're looking at a 30 roll. 3 attack weight. Alongside a heal. With 57 offense level. I like that a lot. This is really strong. This is WoW class, right? No, this is... Okay, cool. Okay, then we got Gregor. He's got the WoW class. This is rolling a 10, though. But it's unclashable, so that's why it's rolling a 10. So it's a 55. It's attack weight 1. First time in battle, consume 1 fewer wrath, 2 fewer sloth, 1 fewer pride. That's pretty heat. Man in Scabbard. Activate Unbrilliant Glory Incandescence. Okay. Gain 1 in Man in Scabbard. Okay. Gain 10 stacks at turn end. Okay. Heal 25 SP. Okay, so you only lose 5 SP from this, which is huge. That's actually huge. Gain 2 offense level up. 1 damage defense up, or 1 damage up next turn. That's big, dude. Incandescence. External effects cannot trigger this skill to be reused. Okay. 40 Man in Scabbard becomes clashable. 40 Man in Scabbard until this skill ends. This unit cannot be staggered from taking damage and gains clash power +20. So you're looking at max roll 35, which is huge. Consume all to gain the following effects. For every stack consumed divided by 20, recuperate ego. Attack weight up, max 4. Okay. Gain defense level up. If 40 stack was consumed, the 4th coin deals double damage and gains 2 protection. That's big. Gain 1 man in Scabbard still. 5 SP for every target that was staggered or killed. Dude, this is just big. This is huge. This is really OP. Wow, this is like really overpowered. I don't want to see you read. Oh my gosh, bro. Chill out, dog. Chill out, little bro. Oh, it's only 3. Okay. Alright. Let's get pulling. I'm getting there. Okay, that was cheeks. That was cheeks. Okay. Okay. It's cheeks again. Okay. Okay, it's cheeks. What are the probabilities on these? 1.3. Fuck. Oh, it's even lower than a 3-star. That's rough. Wow. Okay. Nothing. It's getting kind of hot in here, chat. $50? Nothing, really? Huh. This sure is something. That's crazy. We are not lucky, chat. Luck is not with us at the moment. Oh wait, hold on, we got one.
명령은 경청하고 있어요. 그저 감히 상급자와 눈이 맞지 않도록 시선을 아래로 두고.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you serious? Oh, these are blue. Okay, so you'll know. Okay. Alright. Wow. I think I've done over like 180 already, and nothing so far. Not one. Wow. No, that's you just saw from the lunacy. I also had 20 on top of that. Oh, I see it. My bad. But I feel like I had more than that. Huh. Alright, hold on. Okay. Alright. Come on. We're just not lucky, dude. See, because, like, this doesn't mean anything to me right now, though. See? It just doesn't mean anything to me. That yellow up there. Means nothing. Ugh. Usually, we're a lot luckier than this. This is like really bad odds. Holy dude. Holy man. Okay, let's try and complete some of the stages and see if we can earn earn it instead of buying it. That sucks though, because I really thought we'd be luckier than that. If I'm being real, chat. Thought I was gonna be luckier than that. Cannot deploy. Oh, we are in hell. Oh, we are in hell. Okay. Give me him. Give me... Yeah, I guess so.
네, 문제 없어요.
I guess I could just do this. Yeah, that's our best bet. Oh, man!
직선으로 질주하겠어.
I wasn't expecting to be so unlucky. Itself, a concept without form, floats into the shadow of an ever-widening river swept up in its currents to nowhere. Abnormality, which appeared out of nowhere, was more otherworldly than we'd encountered on our journey. Deep blue. It was fathomlessly blue. A myriad of sceneries and a flood of incalculable thoughts crashed into my mind like wild waves. I was already lost and adrift somewhere with my own consciousness when I realized this. The sensation of my own consciousness floating away is a quite unfamiliar one. An unfamiliar voice seizes my aimlessly drifting consciousness. Dante? Yep. I think Dante has come to. Felt the drowsiness coursing back with the terrifying memories of the dream, rendering me unable to speak. An indeterminate amount of time had passed. Surrounded by more unfamiliarities. So those were animal ears? Okay, that's not important right now. I have to prioritize figuring out what in the world I just ended up in. Oh, go there next to the ocean. Maybe I drifted all the way to U-Corp's Great Lake. Your colleagues, when you briefly woke up earlier, they'll be here any minute. Fog in my mind and immediately cleared. Wait, she can hear Dante? We're here. Yeah, I have no idea what happened. He was puzzled by the idea of names. Yeah, the head doesn't exist. Yeah, what is going on here? Okay. Interesting. That is a massive sword. Quick, zoom in on Dante. We're about to fight.
敵が来ます。皆さん、戦闘の準備を。
행색이 이상하다.
What are their defense levels?
아무래도 이상이야.
That's weird. Why are their defense levels
내가 아시의
so low? I
이상을
thought this was a level 55 mission.
호위. 이상. 12수의 군주를 찾아.
Were you guys about to get one shot, bro?
ドクターのように、優れた敵に対して大きな打撃を与えました。
말로 받았다.
ダンテさんの作戦はとても効果的でした。
물론
All three? A zero?
効果的な攻撃でした。このままいけば敵を食い止められます。
자, 잘 생각해보라고. 이건 예상 못했나? 여러 적이서 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
このままいけば敵を食い止められます。
일기당천.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on with these enemies. Maybe they're weakened because they're event enemies and they want everyone to get a chance.
물론 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
敵は深手を負っています。
일기당천. 위기당첨. 뱀으로 끓여라. 저 해충들을 도려내라. 쪽방이 아닐 텐데. 사여. 길을 열어. 넌 푸른을 틔울 수도 없겠구나. 바람 불어오는 대로 짓밟아라.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, we should go. That's true. You should probably keep your guard up.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면
Okay. So the sinners are living in like an abandoned city type thing? Who are you? Faustin Otis. Oh my god. Oh, where's my water at? Hold on, let me grab some water real quick. All right. Lock in, bruh. Huh. Okay. That's actually pretty smart. Available information are taking up dozens of hours. Oh, interesting. It's actually interesting that Faust has more personality when she's disconnected. Okay. Got water. Now we just need to get food. Yeah, speak for yourself, dog. Hold on, chat. My infinite gratitude for finding the executive manager. I hear that you are a leader at a pharmaceutical company. This acquaintance shall certainly come in handy in case our stay becomes significantly prolonged. Indeed, but we have enough to share with those who helped repair the vessel. Interesting. Language. Scotty just spoke in Nigerian. Scotty in the chief's conversation because I didn't speak Nigerian. Maybe that there were enough lexical similarity between the city's languages. What? We have further on Rhodes Island. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. How would he be able to speak that? A lot of story. Few narrow buildings and remnants of narrow buildings before we came across a hall large enough for it to house all 15 or so of us. All right. Field experience. Labor alone. You were near the kitchen again, not after what you cooked up last time. Many of our fellows' viscera are oft racked with intense agony upon ingesting dishes of your making. Must it be wiser that we save the occasion for a safer environment? We do the cooking in mirror. Oh, if for offering situations like this, remember? Did we? See, I think it becomes some sort of spoken rule after everything that happened. Remember back in our last year's cooking contest at K-Corp, there were only 2 people who managed to get remotely positive reviews. Denied. We still have plenty of high-calorie foods like cookies and jellies here. I find no reason to do something so inefficient. You suddenly wake up in an unfamiliar environment. We're all quite used to getting thrown into unfamiliar places. Speaking of which, did you manage to reach your colleagues? She shook her head, concerned. They must have lost their comms devices, or maybe they ran into other trouble. Allow me to inquire. Corporations are by their nature organizations, yet the activities of your corporation resemble those of charity organizations. Is there aught that might explicate this blurred distinction? Something about what Hong Lu said brings back unpleasant memories. The horrible experiments seen through the cascade of flowing tears in the face of suffering. The embodiment of greed that left a terrible wound in Hong Lu's fathoms. The pharmaceutical companies I've seen in my journeys were corporations that, despite possessing the capability to heal, or the capacity to heal, just obsess over profit it can provide. This disease crystallizes you. It spreads deeper and deeper into the infected internal organs, eventually culminating in their death. It's called oropathy. Biotreatments in the backstreets. terrible, painful disease, but there haven't been any recorded cases of full recovery. But there's an even worse problem. While it varies region to region, discrimination against the infected is widespread across Terra. Some are quarantined in places with terrible, inhumane conditions. No, there have not been any recorded cases of infection by contact as long as the subjects are alive. But when the infected dies, the crystal on their grows on their body decay and turn to dust, scattering, which is what spreads the plague. Environments like active battlefields, staying within close proximity to infected in daily life seems to pose hardly any risk. Point of caring about what the problem is once people start feeling iffy, all logic goes out the window. Yes, it is important to develop a cure for oropathy, but I think what really matters is we change the circumstances for the better of the infected. I hope you can achieve that goal. I really do. For truth. City. How to face with too many pointless rules. Kind of place where the moment you think isn't this too much, you see something even worse. Try as I might, couldn't think of a single positive thing about the city. So there seemed to be an agreement. As most of what came after was quite scathing. Sympathy is a good attitude to have if you like getting stabbed in the back. Nothing good ever works out there. Yeah, that's like rough, bro. Just ask the sinners to describe the city, bro. Jesus. It's a shithole. It's an irrational place full of absurdities. Absurdity is an omnipresence, therefore it is not a subject by which one should be aggrieved. We can at least grouse about them, though. I mean, it's the only thing we can do. It would be more correct to experience more and acclimate oneself to it instead of complaining. You did say something like that last time. Don Quixote shouts, scattered through the awkwardness. Verily, nary a day goes by untarnished by villains and their fell deeds. Yet worry thee not, for where easel riseth, so doth fixers of justice too. Which is followed by a heavy crack and the sound of small pebbles tumbling down. Don Quixote! And a villager fell on Don Quixote. Ah, how farest thou? First thy foot, you gotta apologize first. You and hurt, too? Forget the apology, I just want to know what happens next. The fixer of justice rose up to do what? Oh. The one who punched. Jesus Christ. Ahem. You know, I don't know how to read. Hey, not at all. It's quite an early hour for tales, in fact. Prithee, seat thyself here. Fool. Show those fixer tales over there in the corner to not disturb our sleep. Quest most untenable. These tales deserve to be announced to the world with great gusto from the center. Let me introduce ourselves to each other first. Name's Mayers. How do I put that? He's my grandpa. Oh, okay, cool. Completely dried of any young bloods. Like Rhodia said, we didn't see Mayers out there. There's anyone in the village we could comfortably call young. Told me to stay inside, going on and on about the dangers that the outsiders pose and everything. Huh. Anyway, it's our turn. We are, you're a fixer of justice. Side of the wall. Bad soundproofing. I can hear pretty much everything Don Quixote, right? Everything Don Quixote practically saying during the day. Oh my gosh, the red mist. The arch. The arch magnificence. Some kind of hibernating bear? Oh my gosh, he's asleep. Sad entered sleep in his usual steadfast adherence to the routine, while Faust laid claim to one of the few available cloth sheets as soon as the close of business day was confirmed. The sinners who had spent their entire last night searching for me began to sleep. Though the night was no longer young, Don Quixote was still vigorously sharing tales of adventures without even a single sign of fatigue. It's okay, since Mare seemed to be having fun. As I continued to watch the pair with some mild concern, Amiya, not yet asleep, approached me. In Fixtures of Justice, it's exhilarating tales of adventures. Did you actually experience all of them yourselves? Those of other famous people. Still such vigor. So, I guess if you really want to get into it, some of them might be retellings of Don Quixote's personal experiences. I replied uncertainly, thinking back to the plays we were made to watch back in La Manche Land. Well, I think all those stories, even though only partially true, just to go show what a ridiculous place it could be, wouldn't need Fixtures of Justice to begin with if we really lived in a just world, right? A good place to live would be quiet and peaceful without having to force it to be so. Saw Miss Mares and I made eye contact. Her direction, but all I saw was excitedly reacting to Don Quixote's tales. What kind of nonsense are you feeding her? May have been exaggerated. You know, nothing, not even anything resembling a proper record or book remained once the profound silence swept through the village, so I've always had a craving for these kinds of stories. Still a challenge to cross the border, especially when we're going to have to pass through larger cities that are managed by the Inquisition. I don't seem to be particularly fond of this Inquisition. Why is that? That's because this village was formed by people who grew tired of living under the Inquisition's rule and fled. The Nagel and Hammer we saw at Cal aren't the kinds of memories that are so easily forgotten. They're good people though, yeah they are, but there's a Church of the Deep. The Inquisition will go to whatever lengths to deal with the incidents related to the church that worships Seaborns. Fee, an organization that worships those monsters? Seems that cultist fanaticism is a plague wherever we go. I feel like people with all kinds of wrong faiths and beliefs are so calm. See, the Seaborns are usually the ones that messed Iberia up, so following their logic, apparently it's okay for them to arrest anyone who seems even remotely connected to them. I think that Iberia is like this because of the Seaborns? Reasonable policy poses a clear danger to the lives of civilians. Everyone in her family died. Jesus. For Iberia, they are heroes who will bring back the land to its glory days. To Gramps, they were just oppressors making his life difficult. That's why we've come all the way here, fleeing from the Inquisition's graves. Yeah, I know, but it's not so bad once you get used to it. Besides, we've managed to find a new path thanks to you guys. Huh. Interesting.
군주가 나선다.
책임은 모두
No, I don't have these guys leveled up to max yet. Let me see if I could get that up to max though. Close, but no cigar. Yeah. No, they're not ready quite yet. It'll just take some time, I feel like. We're gonna do. Yeah.
주군의
There you go, then.
책사이자 오른팔인 작
Let's go.
군주가 나선다.
1, 2,
세계를
3.
살기 위해서라면
잠깐
4, 5, 6, 7.
죽음.
보는 눈은 있네요. 여기서 저만큼 무능한 인재는 흔치 않죠.
Yes.
뜀박질 시간
Jesus, that thing's huge. Lunga chimed in that he was rather fond of it, with its size being about the same as the boat of his home. Ishmael quickly jumped in to correct us that its size alone wasn't anything special at the Great Lake, but... It's still pretty big compared to Mephi or Indigo Elder Skiff. The extent of our repair efforts only concerns a few opponents within the vessel that the villagers can now repair, which shouldn't take us much time. This thing's like really big, actually. Most functions of this vessel are all in operational capacity. This repair should be much easier. Seem confident though, it should be safe around this time. The apparatus down here should take us up to the shift. Stability was verified yesterday. Let us board the lift. Made my way into the vessel's bridge. Oh wow. Shiny as heck in here. Butterflies in my stomach. Tenacious. Not quite my style. Our young Mephi is also quite the excellent vessel, yet imagine the adventures we could embark upon this vessel, most lavishly decorated. An investigative and research vessel of sorts. Does seem a bit extravagant for one of those, though. Why is Mayor's here? There are several undersea cities beneath those coordinates, collectively known as Asia. Graves his home. Now understood why the promise to repair this ship was sufficient to earn their trust and the title of saviors. Consolidating cross-referencing the observed particular circumstances of the village and the statements of the village chief alongside information garnered from the exchange with mayors, it is possible to gauge the significance the ship's repair has to the local populace. Of course, while this may constitute a sequence of logical connections, that poses a certain challenge for Heathcliff to comprehend. Yeah, I'm on hard mode. To employ any degree of effort to attempt to explain it in more digestible language would constitute a pursuit of inefficiency. I am indeed on hard mode. Ton, I implore you, I shall explain it in full. The smart ass would start grabbing like that again. So what's she on about? Heathcliff's shoulder relaxed. It didn't seem like he was actually going to swing the bat. He placed it lightly over his shoulder with a sigh. A brief observation of the village seems to suggest that their subsistence situation was quite dire. Much of their daily sustenance consisted of dry food, most of them made for long-term storage purposes. Considering what Scotty said about the coastal areas are full of danger, maybe those dried seafoods aren't from around here either. Maybe it's food they packed when they first came. Some villagers were armed, yeah, and those sea terrors weren't exactly formidable, but given the state the villagers are in, I doubt they'd have an easy time repelling the monsters. The lass and her granddad are about to visit her hometown. They're trying to get some food supplies from there to feed the villagers. And to convince them, they're planning to use the fact that they're from the same neck of woods, or sea, I guess. While the expressions were rather crude, Heathcliff's summary of the situation was clear, to the point, and easily understood. And I did too. Top-notch intuition. It's always been excellent, as he'd often put together surprisingly accurate conclusions with impressive speed. Soft on you lately. Get over here. And now with those fools out of the conversation, was he correct? Honestly, I'm surprised he was on point. Yeah, food's running low in the village. At this rate, we won't last another year. But the Asia, well, I'm sure they'll welcome us with open arms. I don't want to come off like I'm overly worried, but do you think they'll welcome the others too? Unlike Mayor to the Chief, they're not eager. I believe they will. Iberia suspects and hates the Aegir for no other reason that we're from the sea, but our home cannot have fallen so low as to abandon a group of starving land dwellers. Prithee, might thou explain to us who the Aegir are? I'd initially thought to be a reference to the region, yet it seems to refer to an affiliation of sorts. Maybe there's something like nest dwellers, though I don't think I've heard of a nest that accepts backstreets people with open arms. Maybe there used to be some rich folk. They called the nest tops Aegir here, and that would make the rabbit-eared lass Aegir too? Wait, and where you came from, do they not distinguish between races? That's not entirely true. Delineation between races is a concept that does exist, though only seldom in the fathoms. There were those terrifying things we call cuckoo spawns. However, as a general rule, it can be said that humans should be the only intelligent life forms in the city. People of Terra have slightly varying appearances depending on their race, like my Cottus ears. I've got pointy ears because I'm an Aegir. That is not a characteristic every Aegir shares. A close idea to what they are discussing appears to be, by context clues and manner of word usage, including the means of classification, the closest example in our words would be blood fiends, similar external appearances to humans, different natures, comparable sapiens. 'Tis of my belief that blood fiends are ostracized due to their nature that maketh coexistence with humans difficult, and maybe the Aegir are also. I'm sure some of them do possess qualities that make coexistence with others difficult, but they're probably rare. Then wherefore are they made subjects of suspicion and hatred? Well, their language is new, but the idea itself is pretty familiar to the city's folks like us. Think of the feathers of fallen wings, kids born in the back streets, people who replace their body parts with prosthetics. Form difference, yet, in essence, we find the thread. Something about how we keep finding these similarities in the way of our lives, despite finding ourselves in a different world with different rules, races, and humans, felt oddly discomforting. The point is, you guys are doing us a real solid by fixing the ship. Let's move on to these gloomy conversations. I want to show you the cooler parts of the ship. This way. The ship tour may have to wait. The repairs are almost completed, but an issue has arisen. Multiple life forms identified ahead, assumed to be Sea Terror Horde. The ship's radar system seems to suggest that the vessel is surrounded. Let's go! Let's go! That's how I fight young mares. I feel like I'm gonna get in your way. Yeah, then don't. Just stay away from the fight, honestly. This is so true. Why are you telling me this like I don't know already?
저희를 헤아릴 수 없다면 그 용도를 고민하는 것이 상책이지. 불가 위협.
Yeah, wrap it up. You're cooked.
막아내지 못.
Your life is over, actually. Oh, and he rolled heads for that? You're so cooked.
예상한 것보다 움직임이 좋구나.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
옳다.
저 해충들을 조련해 물론껏 오야 길이 열어
Peek.
없겠구나. 그쪽 방향이
Cooked. Nicely done.
이제 깨우치시게. 큰 흐름을 뒤집은 건 아니나 좋은 움직임이로구나. 헤어나리.
12세기 나온다. 이 앞에 숨진다. 마음이 열어젖히고
Very nicely done.
큰 흐름을 뒤집은 건 아니나 좋은 움직임이로구나.
일기당천.
Very nice. Oh, beautiful. That kills. Why is she at 0?
숨통 끊기.
마음이 열어젖히고 넌 푸름을 틔울 수 없겠구나.
큰 흐름을 뒤집은 건 아니나 좋은 움직임이로구나.
일기당천.
Alright, dude.
불쌍하게 움직이는 깨우치시게. 가tas없군. 죽어라. 이제
Nice.
깨우치시게.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없고 마음 놓고 열어젖히고 토끼를 본다.
That'll clear.
푸름을 저 해충들을 도려내라.
이제 깨우치시게.
Yep, that'll just do it. I love that. It's a very nice touch.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였습니다.
Oh, it was that last skill that gave her the edge.
내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
이런 임무는 뱀 중에서도 내가 제일이지.
Oh, okay. So see, that's where they begin getting actually kind of strong.
고민하는 것이
I see it now. I see it.
불가 위야.
That's not gonna be a super duper easy off rip anymore.
예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
Okay.
좀 주소.
깔끔하게 몰았군.
큰 흐름을 뒤집은 건 아니나 좋은
Okay.
움직임이로구나.
I wish I got to choose who landed on that. Oh, okay, but he's not countering this turn, so it should be simple.
이 앞에
Oh, come on. Okay, good. We got the kill. It's like if you're gonna hit a stagger, you better get the kill for it. Nicely done. Uh-oh. Please don't lose the clash. Your S3 lost a clash. Horsang S3 lost a clash.
큰 흐름을 뒤집은 건
Wow. That's sad. Wow. That's crazy, honestly. What are we all doing right now? Just keep winning the clashes. Don't do anything else. It's like the entirety of the game, right? Just keep winning clashes. It's funny.
죽지 마라.
이 거리면 충분해.
Like, I don't care what they do as long as they win.
알겠지만
병력을 서로의
Funny.
불가피하다면 실책을 세우는 것이 자선이다.
Yeah, that thing's dead.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
큰 흐름을 뒤집은 건 아니나 좋은 움직임이로구나.
자,
퉁퉁치셨네.
판도는 유리하나 교만하면 뒤집어지는 법.
그래서 어쩌라는 거지?
That'll
경계.
do.
그걸 꼭 말로 해야 하나?
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
Okay.
가치 없군.
Nice.
넘고 무수히 넘고 얼마든지
Very nicely done. Straight execute him.
검을
We didn't have time for that guy to
씌우지
exist,
않는
honestly.
그 검에 길이 있는지가 중요할 뿐.
마음에 들면 들었다. 솔직히 말해라, 자로요.
The remaining entities have all been returned to sea. Is everyone okay? Okay. They retreated. We're doing peachy, but what about the ship? Okay, so we're doing okay. Wait, they figured out that the manager is actually the bad thing? Uh-oh. They actually figured it out? That's actually so bad. Infinite potential? Oh no. Answer, I'm not surprised. There are seaborn that can talk, okay. Torsions are phenomena in which humans transform into monstrous form, therefore it is irrelevant. How did she forget about the white nights and dark days? Repairs are done. Yes, ship is ready to sail. Do you have a departure time and date? As you've seen, we don't have a lot to bring with us. By the way, how far out to sea do you guys need to go? So we're leaving tonight, and they're going back to the village. Okay.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군.
Inquisitor.
핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍호는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍호가 무엇을 바꾸었는지를.
Probably gonna do one more, then call it a night. I do need to get to bed. We returned to the ship. Ship repairs completed. We were welcomed by a rather hostile standoff. Quick count told me there were approximately 20 people assembled. Who is that? Inquisitor. I think we've been found. The Inquisitor, dressed in a well-kept uniform, was about the same height as Don Quixote. The sword and the lamp hanging from her waist sits in stark contrast with the more run-down, ramshacked village. She was almost like a fixer from the city. You really think you could stay away? Fabius disappeared. And the Inquisition mid-interrogation under charge of suspicion. Last known location, Salt Flat. From a criminal to an outlaw, what a dramatic evolution of your career, but it ends here now. Every citizen, including you, will be accompanying me to the Inquisition. They disregarded an Inquisition's authority, evaded the gaze of Iberia, and found the sodden coast to lurk in. Tell me I'm not supposed to find that suspicious. What are you talking about? You can't just start arresting people left and right with a tenuous suspicion. You shouldn't. So then you might find yourself returning to the village one day as long as you're telling the truth. Which is not an option for you, Fabius. Yeah, but as far as I know, he's been out of the game for a while. Ah, well. Because all he ever did was share fin beast jerky to villages. Or carry Agarians between them. Telling the truth, I doubt the Inquisition will be lenient. Now, following proper legal procedures. I don't know much about the laws of Iberia. Pretty much the law here. It's likely that she is following the proper legal procedures. The procedures are precisely what the villagers have fled from after all. Decided. We best immediately return to the ship, take command of it, and sail out of here on our own. It is unwise to involve ourselves in this conflict. Seems quite cut and dry to me. If this is standard procedure with no local laws broken, we are in no place to involve ourselves. We're working within the law too, and they came for the village. That was standard procedure too. Anyone stepped in then. Went through, but I still not rather take a risk of an unknown environment like this. We gotta sell the ship. If not, I can have Ishmael to quickly learn its controls. But I don't know. Neither you nor I know anything about the ocean currents here, Otis. Do you know anything about the sea's current in the region? I think that the ship might actually be the better option. I agreed with both. Other options are pointless, because they're seen as we're already under suspicion. Clark due to reasons, but it had nothing to do with the Colombian Union. Inquisitor. Chicanery, get out of my way, outsider. Short-lived, thinks the Inquisitor's could retort. With legal entry as well. Recently crossed the border, didn't you? I don't know what urgent it could be, but I doubt it's anything more significant. High Inquisitors handling the Rhodes Island issue. Stay put and await the consequences while he and the chatty med doctor of yours talk it out. Do know that your treatment may depend on her negotiation skills. She's a fugitive. However, it is inhumane treatment to arrest this. So. Years next to that highly suspicious Ager. For years, by the coast with the protection of the Inquisition. That simply cannot make sense. I think I've heard enough from you. Ain't it funny how you're blaming them for what is essentially a failure of your responsibilities? You roll up here, say they shouldn't be alive, I'm arresting them all? I am. There's no other way to cut it. People simply shouldn't be able to survive in a place like this, not for this long. That's it. Last, if you ever go so much as touch... I mean, literally, even by some miracle, they should at least be suffering from endless hunger, struggling to their wits' end at the inevitability of calamity, but they look too healthy. I'm an Inquisitor, not some crazy person on a power high who goes around accosting and arresting villages straight to the gallows. Just don't have enough time or energy to explain to every single one of you guys. Obstruction of justice. A full picture, fast advice against further antagonization of local political authority. Currently executing innocents. Anything like the Inquisitor of Incorp, like we saw at the Claw. Profound silence. Okay, one fight. One more fight. Greatly strengthening your attacks. You waves. The profound silence wants to reduce this village. Any reason why it's called the profound silence? Because the sea went dead silent before the waves came. Not a word to face the calamity. The Church of the Deep is really capitalizing on the pandemonium that followed. Pretend to be Agar from the sea, to lose the citizen of Barbaria, and are now so in Can Aar. Dante. There's a fear in the face of the threat. There was something they must have destroyed. Who knows too much? There is a sliver of a chance that they may be of assistance to Iberia. Innocence. Most are subdued by the allure of the sea. Thus, they are, with little doubt, our foes. Way out, Sander. Shoulder and ran past the villagers. Don Quixote rushed in. Moment of crisis. Seconds before, we could have rapidly make us a new enemy. A large obsidian crystallization in the shape of a monster burst forth. It's enough of meaningless bickering. Simply because he needs to distract us. Don't stand impressed at the firepower. An ally might not be entirely correct. However, if I my enemies be Irene's ally, outsiders. Suspicions are true. It can be said that the process by which you reach the conclusion was unfair. The conclusion is correct. That is one way to put it. To be more precise, they aren't connected to the Church of the Deep. They are the Church of the Deep. Perhaps the village itself is a dilapidated church of their congregation. There are not many resources by which we may analyze the situation. The argument of the Inquisitor brings the accused's defense into question. Turning in the dark, an expected outcome given that you may all be from a place far beyond the border. Truth is unchanging without the acceptance from an errant group of outsiders. Besides, soon, I'm sorry, it seems that we've hired you in this trouble. There's a dagger from his cloth, and I immediately knew what Kelsey was about to say. Stability, you don't have to go that far. Ah, they are indeed the Church of the Deep. The unanticipated, or perhaps I was simply in denial of this rising dread, did not stop there. The back made a crunchy noise. Sinners weren't doing so well. Form better suited for the sea. Lives lost. We're still alive, you know. We can check off a stab wound like either going to die or turn into seaborns. Laced with flesh of sea terrors. What happens, most die, and survivors become overridden by their cells. Not a very big deal. Everyone was acting like this is it for the sinners, but hey. I didn't know what happened if I tried to bring them back after they're fully turned into seaboards. Can you kill my friends? We knew it had already discovered the sinners, none of whom were resisted. Pain is multifold worse than the sensation of a straightforward decapitation. Pain is in the heart, as the current of death reserves a sense of a deep crushing isolation. That seems too much surprise. I couldn't stop shaking. All my limbs were trembling from the icy solitude. Still, it took a moment to collect myself and word the sinners. What they were thinking, but find out once we take them down. Bloodkins is yuck. What the fuck is this guy on about?
실수일지 의도일지
저희를 헤아릴 수 없다면 그 용도를 고민하는 것이 상책이지.
These guys all have 18. Gain 50 shield. Attack up next turn. Oh, sick. Well, he's not attacking me this turn, so I'm gonna take as much advantage of that as I can. What's this guy's up? Don't know his skills. 56, 55. He's level 50. He's gonna be prey. This guy's prey. We're gonna be preying on this guy.
먹을 콱 물어버리자고.
He is not a foe. He is simply food. Cooked. Okay. All right. See. Okay. You see. At least you won. Good. Nicely done. Okay. Just keep rolling heads. They're really testing me right now. Okay, Faust, that's not like you. I'm gonna need you to lock in. Okay, and Faust is rolling S1 still. Here, look, Faust, you can take that one. S2 for S3. Priority very high. Call injection. Sea terror assimilation. Ah. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. I know what I gotta do. You gotta be a little careful. But we'll take these on the chin. We need to block that. But this guy needs to be hit with... boom. Boom. Yeah. Honestly, Faust, I would just say stack up on her just in case. I don't know if that's a woman, but just stack up damage on that one. Try as much as possible to make sure that she dies. Okay, let's not lose clashes, Honglu. Thank you. Please, for the love of Christ. It's not hard. These guys don't roll high. Nicely done, Rodion. Nicely done, dude. Okay, that's gonna end my turn. I probably didn't need to do all the extra stuff, but it was necessary because that move apparently is really dangerous.
좋은 움직임이로구나.
Let's try this again. Okay, so priority is high. But nervous impairment. It's fine. Nothing major. It's kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie to you. But we'll just slowly kill these guys off until we don't have to deal with their attacks as much. We're gonna take damage. Oh gosh. Oh, that's a 45. Okay. Alright. Good, nice dagger. Nice dagger, we're doing good. Praying for a stagger here. Really need it. Nice stagger.
옳다.
적이 술에 취한
Okay, so far so good.
거리니 승기를 세운다면 지금이겠구나.
Yep, these guys are all high rolling right now. Oh. Oh, that's an 8. Oh. God. That's an 8. Here. High ceiling. Okay. Nope. Wait a minute, what? Heal. Oh, okay, I don't really need that per se. I'm pretty sure she dies in that, but let's just make sure. If we can get one killed per turn, that'd be really good.
희비스럽게 명한다.
마감이지.
Oh my gosh!
누구도 살려보내지 마라.
Oh my lord. Yeah, these guys are rolling 45. It's gonna be really hard for us to beat right now. Nicely done.
발로 받았다. 저 해충들을 도려내. 윌럼프. 꺾고 제차.
Nice stagger.
오야. 길이여.
Okay, one's dead. Okay, one staggered on my side.
힘이 생겼군. 메울 건가?
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
상책이겠지만
그분이라면 메웠을 거다.
그래.
Let's try and
부상자를 챙기지.
kind of tweak this out. I can work with that. Gonna hit 3. Okay. I've got some decent clashes. Probably put him up against him. Okay. And then we're gonna roll that there. Okay. Yep, roll that. Very nicely done. This should kill. Nice clash win. Irrelevant. Should still take heavy damage from this.
꺾고 제차.
good. Nicely done.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
All three killed.
검을 휘두를 줄 아는 자는 많다. 그 검에 길이 있는지가 중요할 뿐.
마음에 들면 그렇게 솔직히 말해라 자루요. 보기 드문 용장에게 칭찬을 아낄 이유가 뭐 있는지.
Okay, very good. Let's take this one out.
먹을 콱 물어버리자고.
Yeah, this one's dead.
목을 떨궈주마.
Oh, he actually got a stagger on Honglu. Kind of crazy. I'm pretty sure we also stagger him this turn. Or maybe not.
힘이 생겼군.
Not that we would be super concerned either way.
상책이겠지만.
그분이라면 내었을 거다.
그래. 부상자를 챙기지.
먹을 콱 물어버리자고.
Okay.
그림자 속으로 가라.
Nice death right use. He's definitely staggered and he's dead.
바람 불어오는 대로 짓밟아라.
Not bad. Yeah. Slowly departing. Name. Interesting. Alright guys, that's going to end it for tonight though. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys Friday. But until then, keep moving forward. And